Whamaduchis work.
Whamaduchi.
The Whamaduchis. All right, there's that Whamaduchis working. Ooh, hey, watch it there. Watch it there, Pally. I do. I like these little twinklies. I like my little twinklies. Don't you?
Don't you?
I like my twinklies. Okay, I just want you to know that I am going to have to use a trackpad left-handed today.
For what?
What do you mean for what? I'm doing everything.
Everything. Yeah, you're doing everything today.
All right, that thing fired off. That's good.
Okay, good.
Is there any way to check to make sure it's working?
Nope, not till you hit that
Great.
start button.
All righty then.
Actually, there is a way. Let me check here. Internet.
Patrick, good morning. I cannot be held responsible for anything that happens in the program this morning.
Yeah, it's working.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
What?
You.
What I do?
Today is Tata's Tuesday.
Do you know what I was? Do you know what I was thinking when I lifted that ornament up?
What?
You know what I was thinking about. You know exactly what I was thinking about.
Tuesday.
Hi, Sarah, Lisa, Paul. You know exactly what I was thinking about, don't you? You're not answering me.
No, I don't know what you were
Yes,
thinking
you
about.
do.
Dude. I have no idea.
You do too.
I don't.
Because we discussed it yesterday.
Lifting the ornament up?
Yes. You are thicker than molasses.
Oh, no. Okay, now I know what you were thinking about. Never mind.
Blah, blah, blah.
You're an ass.
Why?
Just because you told me you were thinking.
You know what I was
don't
thinking.
Care. I don't care. 25 seconds.
My Dingley Balls. All right, let's see if this thing works too.
All right, good luck. Here we go.
I have to remember.
Whole different ball game today.
Shut up. No one likes your balls.
Story of my life.
Right? Nice people. Smiles, everyone. Smiles.
Mojo 50. The question isn't who's going to let us. The question is who's going to stop us. Adjust your mojo now. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The mothership has landed. Brad Staggs. The mighty Mojo 50.
Just call me Mr. Dingley Balls. You know,
and they're lit up. Too.
They are lit. My balls are lit today. I just want to make mention of that. Plus, you get the first word of the lawsuit I'm filing against both effing Florida Man and the manufacturer of said Dingley Balls.
Because you can't take them out anymore.
No,
right?
no. Nowhere on the packaging did it say do not sleep with them. And I did, and I think I swallowed a ball.
Well,
just to say, there's nowhere on it does not say anywhere, don't sleep with the balls in your chin.
Ball-chinian.
Right. It does not specify that, and because of that, I may have an internal ball glowing right now. So if you're listening to the podcast, again, I would recommend to put context into the statement. Take a look at the video over on Facebook or Twitch.
Exactly how do you get your balls to glow?
It's not easy. It takes a lot of spit shine.
Yep.
It really does, quite frankly. And Merry Christmas to you. Ho, ho, ho. Well, Bob Blah Blah is on fire this morning.
Blah, blah.
Right? Did Brad decorate his beard for Christmas? Why, yes. He must have missed the past day's show or so. Yeah. Effing Florida Man, I believe it was his birthday. My ball fell off. Son
Oh,
of a,
see, that's how you do it right
I
there.
have it. Yep, I have a.
You
Let's
snatch
see.
that ball right off.
All right, hold on a second. I'm going to. It's a red one.
Don't turn
too.
your head too fast.
Right, exactly.
And
Oh, there we go. Thank you. Let's see. What else did the blah, blah, blah?
Love the blah, blah, blah.
Let's see here.
That's automatic now, right?
It really is.
Every time you say it, it's either in my head or I have to say it out loud.
I know. Every time I say it, I have to pause. It's built into me. Is this commentary on the HVAC system at the other place or the United States under Joe Biden's lack of leadership? My guess, probably both.
Both.
Yes. Poor Keith. He's over there sweating his Dingley Balls
Jingle
off.
bells off.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Speaking of Biden, he had words of wisdom. Was this yesterday? Must have been. He is just, he's our dream leader.
First of all, thanks for joining us today. I really appreciate it. I know how incredibly busy you all are, and heck of a job you're doing to make sure people aren't disappointed this past Thanksgiving, as well as Christmas coming up.
Right. He's
this
talking with the CEOs of companies to discuss the holiday shopping season. Because after all, isn't that the president's job?
No.
You sure? I think somewhere in the Constitution it does have something, some verbiage as to when the president meets with the CEOs of different companies. I wonder if he's going to be discussing the new queuing system off of California. The one where there's
Where they move a bunch of ships over the horizon so you can't see them. Yeah, that one.
The more I think about that, the funnier and pathetic it gets. There are fewer ships in the queue line now because they counted them differently.
Oh no, it's like, hey, let's fake fix this instead of real fix this.
People are so stupid, they'll buy into it. I'm sure that they said that in the meeting. Anyway, here's the president of these United States of ours continuing with his little soliloquy.
Morning, I provided an update on Omicron variant and
The what?
told the American people.
Come on,
that,
Brad.
Yeah. I provided a what? An update on the what?
The Omicron.
Yeah, he didn't say it right.
Christmas coming up.
He
This morning, I provided an update on Omicron variant.
He said Omicron.
he said Omnicron.
Yeah, he did. The Omicron.
Dun, 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 dun. Hey, welcome to the United States in the year 2021. After all, this is more appropriate. It is such a clown world. We have a president who doesn't even know what the newest name of the variant is that's going to kill us all. At least if you listen to them. Of course, if you listen to the leaders in Zuid-Afrika, where the whole thing was started, the Zuid-Afrika, the Omicron variant.
If you keep saying it like that, you're going to screw it up every time.
Omicron.
It's Omicron.
Whatever. The president said it's Omicron. I believe it.
There
and
you go.
That's
All right.
that.
And told the American people that it is a new variant. It's cause for concern, but not a cause for panic. And we're going to fight this with science and speed. We're not going to fight it with chaos and confusion.
Wait a minute. What PR firm came up with that one?
Mm-hmm.
Mr.
He's like, hey, Fauci, how do I say this?
Let's, all right, we need a catchy slogan. Science and speed, not chaos and panic. Yeah, that's it. That's what we'll run with.
And we believe we can deal with it.
We will, thank you. We believe we can deal with it. What if Truman had said that? Well, we believe we can deal with it. Or any president that I
When
don't
that
remember.
asteroid, when they finally see that asteroid in space and they go, damn it, we thought we could deal with
We
that.
thought we could, and by that time it's like, it's too late anyway. What do we care?
On Thursday, I'm going to be putting forward a detailed strategy to how to deal with this new variant.
Oh, good.
Sweet.
I've been hoping for this. A new strategy, because that's what we need. We need more
Strategizing.
we need more restrictions. We need more shutdowns. We need more mandates.
Doesn't he say we can do this without a shutdown?
If you missed the if,
Oh yeah. If everybody gets
right?
vaccinated.
If everyone wears masks and gets vaccinated, then we can do it without more shutdowns.
with you.
Translated, get ready for shutdowns. Would you be surprised? Me either.
and that is not shutdowns or lockdowns,
Right.
but with more widespread vaccination and more boosters.
Yes. We need to slam more shots into everyone's arm. Interestingly enough, they don't know. You're welcome. They don't even know if the vaccine that's currently out there will fight the Omicron variant. What is it called? Omicron. Sorry.
Omicron.
Hold on. Omicron. They don't even know if it will fight the. I'm sorry. I want to call it the Omicron now. It's. If the president says it's the Omicron, I'm going with Omicron. So they don't even know that the vaccine will deal with it. Well, I mean, the director of the National Institute, what
See,
Francis
Moderna-
Collins.
Actually, Moderna said something about
Yeah,
it.
the
don't they?
CEO of Moderna said they're going to have to like reformulate to make it new and improved. And let's see, over in the Epic Times, Moderna CEO says new COVID-19 vaccines may be needed to counter
Yeah.
Omicron.
Omicron.
That's
Vaccine effectiveness will likely drop against Omicron variant.
And this was published today.
Yep.
The Moderna CEO Stephanie Bancel.
Stefan Benzel.
Is it how do you say Stephanie?
Stefan.
Is it French?
Stephanie?
Is it French? Is it
I don't
Stephanie?
know.
It's a he.
I don't freaking know.
How do you know? You're saying it like that. You're like you know how to say it.
Stephanie.
Stephanie.
Stephanie
Stephanie
Bancel.
Oui, oui. Said today that predicts current COVID-19 vaccines will be far less effective against the son of a
That's right now. Everybody.
variant.
Right now, everybody with the Moderna vaccines going, son of a bitch.
Shit. Well, here's the weird
son
thing.
of a bee, man. Damn.
The
We can't win for losing.
No kidding. The thing that I discovered this morning, I put it out there on the tweeters, is that do you know the difference between the original vaccine and the booster?
No.
Nothing.
Oh.
It's the
It's
same
just
thing.
It's another vaccine shot.
Yes. That's all it is. And with the exception of, I think it's the Moderna, you get half the dose. But the other two, when you get the booster, they're just giving you another full-blown dose of the original vaccine. I had no idea. I thought, it was like some special formula. Didn't you? You get a booster. Why didn't you just... That's why they didn't say, well, you need another vaccine shot.
Yeah.
Because the first one didn't do it. So here's another one. I mean, it's not a booster. It's a second full-blown shot. So Moderna says they're going to have to like reformulate because this one's not going to be so good against the I'm not doing it. Omicron. Well, there is.
But you sound so good when you do
I
it.
know. All right.
Omicron.
Omicron. There is no world, I think, where the effectiveness is the same level we had with Delta. I think he's going to be a material drop. I do not know how much because we need to wait for the data. But all the scientists I've talked to are like, this is not going to be good. Kind of dropped into Italian there, didn't it? Like Mario.
That's right.
It's not going to be a good. Bensel added that the high number of mutations on the protein spike the virus uses to infect human cells meant it was likely the current crop of vaccines would need to be modified. Because this whole the virus thingy, it's got like 50 mutations. It's a record according to Francis Collins. What does he do? He's the guy that runs the... It's not the National Institutes of Health, is it? Is it the CD? What the hell does he do? Lord knows we pay him. What does he do?
Physician geneticist who discovered the genes associated with number of
Collins. Everybody's yelling at their
I
radio
know.
right
We're
now.
gonna Step down as director of the National Institutes
of Health. Okay, it is
Of
NIH. Francis Collins. Listen, Francis. The head of the National Institutes of Health said Sunday the new Omicron variant has a record number of mutations, but claimed the current COVID-19 vaccines will most likely be effective against them. Wait, the Moderna dude just said they won't.
Yeah.
So Okay, great leaders of the world. Now, who do we listen to? I mean, this is in New York Post. You have the story. NIH chief, COVID vaccines most likely protect against Omicron mutations. Wait a minute. Hold on. Most likely. And then right next to it, Moderna CEO says existing COVID-19 vaccines will struggle with Omicron. NIH Director Francis Collins acknowledged there are concerns that the variant is a sufficiently different virus due to its unprecedented mutations, particularly in the spike protein, the compound of the virus that binds to cells. We do know that this is a variant that has a lot of mutations, like 50 of them. Wouldn't it be cool if he came out and talked like Spicoli? We do know that there's a variant that has a lot of mutations, like 50 of them, and more than 30 of those in the spike protein, dude. Which
no,
is
it sounds like that thing off of Jurassic Park. What was the little cartoon character when they did the video?
Oh,
He
yeah.
sounds just like that.
The what was his name in the I'm the mutated sperm. What was his name? Got more than 50 of them mutations. So all of these mutations are likely going to mean that they're going to have to reformulate. You need to reassimilate, and they're going to have to revaccinate just to make sure that we are all looking at this and not looking at what's happening in the other hand, which is Epstein. And also, have you heard of this Graphene?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine. Say it right.
All right,
Jizzy.
Ghislaine.
They used to call her Jizzy for short.
Uh-huh.
Also, the graphic oxide. Have you heard that story?
Nope. What is that?
It's total conspiracy theory. So do not believe anything that we're about to tell you on this, but it's really freaky.
Graphite oxide or
graphene. Yeah, graphene oxide. But before we tell you about that, kids, we need to talk to you for just a second about. We noticed on your computer you've been looking at some porn sites like Romika. What is I don't know what kind of porn site that is, but it's.
If you want to see porn, go to Romika Designs.
And it is just. I mean,
I'll do anything to get visits on the site.
There you go.
No.
Whatever spikes it, not in a
Hey,
bad
man.
way.
Hey, we had a fantastic day yesterday. Thanks to everybody for that. We are extending, by the way, for those that didn't see the email, because I can tell who did and didn't open the damn email. If you got my email yesterday, check your email account. If you signed up on Romika Designs, we have a massive sale going on right now. It was for Cyber Monday.
Huge.
Now I'm pushing it through today. Today only.
What is today, though? Isn't it?
It is
Cyber
after
Monday?
Cyber Monday Tuesday. That's what
Got
today
it.
is.
All right.
Yeah,
Good.
it's 20% off the entire store.
Whoa.
On anything purchased $50 or on any purchase $50 or above.
You're going to go
So,
broke.
No, we had fantastic orders yesterday. We got a lot of people interested in the cutting boards with Doc's picture and his 5 rules on it.
Put your meat on Doc's face and
Throw
slice
it out
up.
there, folks. RomikaDesigns.com. Go out there, see if there's anything that we can do for you for Christmas. It's on its way.
Did
And
you
we
say
need to
do
get-
for you for?
Do for you.
You just said do for you
Christmas.
You do for you for Christmas.
Yeah, yeah, and get your orders in now, folks. We're gonna have to we'll have to cut off orders pretty soon.
It's better than cutting off body parts.
That's
Don't
true.
forget to get your COVID boosters while you're there. Your booster shots.
Yeah, the booster shots
You
in
got
the glass.
Yeah. So I mean, that's going to be a great Christmas gift this year, or Hanukkah gift this year. When does Hanukkah start?
I don't know. I thought it was I don't know.
Wow. Well, if you need a good gift idea for the Hanukkah celebrator in your life, get the COVID booster shots. COVID booster shots.
COVID
Whatever the hell
Let's
they
see.
are. Romika.
Hanukkah.
Hanukkah.
Hanukkah started yesterday.
Well, then get it early and put a little IOU in the Hanukkah stocking.
There you go.
All at RomikaDesigns.com.
The Daily Mojo.
All right, let's see. Checking the socials. I know we're a bit backwards. We're still on the Twitter. If I could figure out, what they need to invent is something that will, you just make one post and you hit go and it goes to all of everything. The Instas and the Gabs
They
and
have
the Getter.
They have apps
No,
like
they
that.
don't.
Hootsuite.
That doesn't go to like all of the other ones, does it? I thought that was just like Twitter.
No, it goes
Goes to everything?
everything. You set up everything.
Son of a gun.
You go to Hoot. Let me see if it's still. I think it's still
All
there.
right.
Hootsuite.com.
All right. And
Yeah, it's
it does
there.
everything.
Mhm.
All right. Well, maybe I'm just behind the times.
It's a plan. I mean, you have to purchase. The
Whoa, whoa,
plan
whoa!
to
What's
do it.
this? What's the P word? Did you just say pay?
Pay.
Oh, that's what's wrong with it. Saddle F and Tramp using the hashtag what I learned today and tagging both real Ron Phillips and real Brad Staggs in said post. This Chinese engineered virus seems to mutate and become less deadly with each variant so quickly that it may become less than the common cold in another year. Yeah, but they don't want you to know that. It's just like the flu every year mutates. If we had tested, now I'm not a doctor, so I wouldn't believe a damn thing I say, but it sure sounds smart if I say, if we tested for the flu like we've tested for the Rona this year, if we, in all years past, if we tested for the flu, I'm willing to bet you it would have been overwhelming the number of people that had it.
Yeah.
Because they don't report, it's not a reportable disease to the CDC. So we have no idea what the hell the numbers were. They guessed at them each year based on the few reports that they did get. Thank you, Nights Who Say Knee. He may have a winner already.
The
title
do
is
for you for
The
Christmas.
Do for You for Christmas.
Yeah. Nice.
I used to crutch on What You're Gonna Want to Do.
What you gonna want to do?
And it wasn't until Edie Ellis, the host of HGTV's Today at Home
Gonna
show.
want to do is
She looked at me. You shot those segments at TNN in Nashville, and she looked at me. She said, "You know, you say you're gonna want to a lot." I went, "I am." Yes. Are you sure? Yes. Wait a minute. Are you sure you know? Yes. Okay. And from that day forward, what you're gonna want to do is watch these. Let's see here. And anything else of note here? Mr. DNA was his name, Wisconsin Jackhole. It is Tatas Tuesday. Save the Tatas. Which, just as a side note.
I like tatas. Oh, not that.
Well,
side
that
note.
too. But I want to talk about the Miss USA pageant because that was weird. What did I say I was going to
What is
talk
that?
about next? I can't remember.
Miss USA pageant.
No, not that. I was, graphic oxide.
Graphene oxide.
Graphene oxide,
Yeah,
sorry.
what is that?
All
What is
right, so this
graphene
is weird. So it was, I don't know, Wisconsin Jackhole Kool-Aid with it. See, somebody out there put this out there. There's a video, and it's purported to be about a Dr. Nowak, who was a chemist and a graphene expert. And total conspiracy theory, but in theory, he discovered or found or is exposing the fact that this graphene oxide is in the vaccines. No idea. And again, total conspiracy theory, but look it up. That these graphene oxide particles, they end up bonding together and basically create razor blades in them inside you.
Interesting.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Is
reading the NIH's abstract on graphene oxide. Right
So
now.
it's a thing, right? Graphene oxide exists
It's used as a carrier.
of STDs.
No, a vaccine.
So it bonds.
Adjuvants and carriers have been
Okay.
appropriately added to the vaccine
Now,
formulation.
again, it's, I believe none of what I see and even less of what I hear, but apparently this guy put out research on graphene oxide and now he's dead. Was he dead because of that? I don't know, but it's one of those things. If you want to go down a rabbit hole, I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying that this is out there and it's another one of those. And you have to wonder, do the powers that be put this stuff out there just so that there's something to chase? So that we all go down some rabbit hole. Aha! It's razor blades in the vaccine. It's like razor blades in apples. Did somebody ever put a razor blade in an apple? Probably. Was it as widespread as they ever said? No. But with this, if these little particles, because they're like one molecule thick, and then they're wide, so they're real thin, but they're wide, and they bond together, and that's why they said that's why anyway. This particular doctor said they'd get in there and they'd nick you, they'd nick you, and that there was something to do with breastfeeding mothers and who had babies dying of blood clots. Anyway, total conspiracy theory, but I thought I'd throw it out there so somebody can take it, run with it, and report back. Maybe something to it, likely not. Miss USA, I can't even believe Miss USA is still happening. Did you have any idea it was still going on?
Nope. But I used to watch those.
Did you?
Literally back in the 80s and 90s. I used to watch those pageants on TV.
Miss USA, please welcome Asia Branch.
Their last
of the
walk.
swimsuits.
The last walk as Miss USA,
Yep.
Asia Branch. Now, the new Miss USA is Ellie Smith, or Elle Smith. She was Miss Kentucky. And so I just out of curiosity, I thought, I wonder if they still do the swimsuit competition because, I mean, seriously, did you watch the pageant to see them play guitar?
No.
You watched the pageant to see the swimsuit competition, you pig.
Always.
Of course, that's duh. So, over at E! Online, I found the Miss USA 2021 swimsuit competition in photos, 51 photos. And as I'm scrolling down through these, I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on. It looked like the same person wearing the same suit, but with like different hair. I thought, what?
Yeah, but all their hair's the same. in
It's
these
almost,
pictures,
yeah.
man.
And then I thought, wait a second, did they actually like screw up and just put the same photo in everybody's, like Miss Indiana and Miss Arkansas?
Why do you suppose they did that? Is
I
it
don't
because they
know.
want everybody to look exactly the same?
I guess.
There are 51 photos. Are we talking about D.C. in here? Is that what the deal is?
It's a great question.
District of Columbia. I bet
They
that's what it
all
is.
look the same until you get like to Miss, what the hell is it? Miss,
Montana.
Is it Montana? Lily White. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. Your Daily Mojo continues.
Happily promoting the 4 F's: freedom, faith, free markets, and fun. Mojo 50.
Let's see.
Are we clear?
Yeah, dude, you're having to clear me today.
I know, but I don't know when to say it. When do I say it? How
When
do
the
I know
music
when?
ends, give it about a second.
Oh, that's all you do is just wait. There's nothing technical. You just
No. On my end, I clear for a different reason.
bet you do.
I do.
Miss,
I have to.
Miss
I have to.
Iowa,
Iowa is who you're.
Katie Wadman.
Katie.
Katie Wadman. She's, but they all look damn near identical. It's just really weird.
Oh, good lord.
What? Which one?
Leprechaun.
Oh, what did he do? Oh, good Lord. I didn't see it yet.
Oh, you'll know it when you see it.
Holy cannolis. Those are not real.
They're not. They can't be.
They can't be. That's deformity.
Mm-hmm.
I watch to learn about maps and everything like such as. Yes, me too. I always thought it was
That's the U.S. Americans.
yes, and the Iraqs. Death by 1,000 nicks. Oh, which reminds me, thank you. Stand by. No. I get to say it.
Okay.
22nd. My turn.
No,
Shut
I
up. You don't get to say it. I can mute you. Okay.
the Daily Mojo.
All right, now you can talk. Now you can talk. When you hear the music, you can talk. Wow, this is such an easy. Why do I don't need you. I can do this myself. Over in the Facebook chat, not well, but I can do it myself. In the Facebook chat room, Alan says, the fact that everyone I know that got the shot has had COVID makes me think that they're all placebo. You know, last night we were discussing that. The fact that so far, everybody that, a couple of people that I know who've gotten the Rona have been fully vaxxed.
Yeah.
Bongino got it.
Yeah.
He's fully vaxxed.
Yep.
It's just, in his words, if vaccines work so great, why aren't the vaccines working so great? It's just strange.
I just hate to say this. I'm going to say it out loud, though. I'm not sure that they know that they've got this thing under control.
But what's to control at this point? I mean,
look.
What does that even mean?
The only thing that I've ever heard that has seemed to come to pass about this vaccine is that it reduces the symptoms. And everybody I've talked to that has gotten a breakthrough case of COVID after getting the vaccine says that the symptoms were not bad. Now, does that keep you out of the hospital and off of a ventilator? Maybe.
Well, hang on, though. How do they know it wasn't bad? Had they had the Rona before and it was bad?
Correct.
So they'd had the Rona before.
Like you, I believe that I've had it before.
Right.
Literally, when all of this started back in January of 2020.
Right.
Misty and I both think we've had it before. Now, I haven't had the antibodies test or anything like that, but
Why not?
I don't know.
Communist.
Yeah, I guess.
I haven't done it either. I don't know. Jamie says, well, considering it's still technically a trial, some get placebo, some get the real thing. She's not wrong. It's still a trial. I mean, and still the others have not been. Isn't there only one that's been technically approved, fully approved by the FDA? Is it the Johnson or is it Pfizer? But it's even the
Pfizer. Well,
but
Pfizer Comirnaty.
right.
Yeah.
So it is, and it's still not available here.
That's what I understand. Correct.
So there's a lot of weirdness surrounding the whole thing, to say the least. But again, you want to get the vaccine, get the vaccine. I don't care. It's up to you. You and your doctor. Ask your doctor if taint rickets are right for you.
Ask your doctor.
Oblivion flickering attention. The Centers for Disease Control, I see what you did there, will now be known as the CCCC, the Center for Communist Chinese Control. Speaking of the Chinese, and this is weird. Where is this? Shoot. Where did I put it? Where did I put it, Ron? Oh, I put it out there on the Twitter. I'll just read it from there. So there were reports, apparently, that the South Africa, or Africa, Uganda, that's Africa, right? Continent. Yeah. That Uganda had sold Entebbe Airport. Remember Raid on Entebbe? The movie, it was about the people who had been held hostage there. I never knew Entebbe was an airport in Uganda.
No, I had no idea. I
didn't either. Anyway, so it's an airport in Uganda. It's an international airport, and this was just put out on, today is the 30th, so 4 days ago. So what, Friday of last week. It is from the Uganda Civil Aviation Authority. Clarification on Entebbe International Airport. Uganda Civil Aviation Authority, that would be the UCAA, would like to make it categorically clear that the allegation that Entebbe International Airport has been given away for cash is false. Well, first of all, if you gave it away for cash, that would mean you sold it. Government cannot give away a national asset like an international airport. Sure they can. We gave away a shit ton. We gave away a shit ton of military equipment in Afghanistan. Sure we can. Those were national assets, right? Absolutely. So so far, two things wrong with this. We have said it before and repeat it. that it has not happened and is not going to happen. There isn't an ounce of truth in this, and it should be disregarded with the contempt it deserves. You get the feeling something is lost in translation?
A little bit, yeah.
Or that methinks thou doth protest too much. It is true that UCAA opened up a sales collection account in Stanbic Bank where all the authority's revenues are deposited in line with the escrow account agreement terms, but it does not mean that anyone is to control UCAA's finances. The authority enjoys the freedom and liberty of spending what is collected as per the budget. Correct. The arrangement is only similar to what happens when one gets a salary loan or any other loan for that matter, and the bank requests that the salary is channeled through their bank. It does not mean that the lending bank takes over the borrower's salary. The loan terms provide a grace period of 7 days. We are still within that grace period during which only interest is paid, and government has not defaulted on those obligations. Signed, management. I don't know if it's real or not. It was tweeted by what appears to be the official government of Uganda, their Twitter account, the official Twitter account for government of Uganda, Kampala, Uganda, gou.go.ug. And they have 187,000 followers, so I'm guessing it's really them. It's something is going on with Entebbe Airport and the Chinese. That's all we know.
Okay.
It's like graphene oxide. Keep your eye on it because something ain't right. And then Michael Palka, who does, did you see the meme he tweeted or retweeted? So it's 4-panel cartoon, kids in a kindergarten class with a teacher in front. Teacher says, the cow says, kids all say, moo. Cat says, meow. The sheep says, Biden will unite us. See, because they're sheep. Because they're sheep. It's pretty funny if you ask me. All right. So speaking of budgets and things and money, have you seen, first of all, the coming up on Friday, we need to reach another continuing resolution. Do you hear about that?
No.
Yes,
For
it's
what?
Friday. The government.
The government, to keep them
Yes.
from shutting
Yes.
down? Okay.
The government seeking to fund the government raise the debt ceiling by Friday to avoid a shutdown. Do you know how many official budgets or how many continuing resolutions they've passed so far since 2009?
No.
37. 37.
And the continuing resolutions are put in place to keep from having to do the job?
Pretty much.
Okay.
You can't, I mean, how,
It's like, we'll put it off till next.
it's
2 months
it's
from now.
and they haven't done one in 10 years. This is over at checkyourfact.com, which I haven't even looked up who these people are.
Yeah.
Emily Larson did the story, and this is actually dated 2018, January 18th, 2018. Emily Larson is a fact-check reporter. When I grow up, you know what I want to be? Is a fact-check reporter. I want to make sure people are getting the truth about the Omicron variant. So this is back in 2018. Democratic Senator Michael Bennet said Sunday that Congress has passed 30 continuing resolutions to fund the government in the past 10 years. So actually the figure's higher. The verdict, true. Bennett's figure is close. Congress has passed 36 and this was in 2018. So how many more since then? So the budget rules that were established in 1974 dictate that Congress is supposed to pass a budget resolution, which is not law, but more like an outline, by April 15th of each year. You know, that date when you are supposed to turn in your tax return or face severe consequences. What is good for thee is not good for me.
Yep.
So by April 15th of each year, they're supposed to do this. Then Congress is supposed to pass 12 regular appropriation bills to fund the various parts of the federal government before the fiscal year begins on October 1st. Congress rarely meets that deadline. Go figure. They instead use these short-term bills called the continuing resolutions that set funding levels until the government can agree on a budget, which they have not
How
done.
long can they do a continuing resolution for? A quarter? 3 months? I don't know.
And in the words of Auntie Maxine, who's going to stop them?
Yeah.
They can keep doing this forever. And they just keep kicking the can down the road, which because if they
They're
actually
the legislators. They're the top dog. They get to do whatever they
whatever
want
the
to
hell
do.
they want,
Yeah.
and there are no consequences. Well, there are. You get voted out if the people get pissed off and pay enough attention. But other than that, they can do whatever
Or
the hell they
somebody
want.
files suit from the judicial side, and that's it. But
You really think they're going to eat their own?
nope.
No. So they've got to pass this by Friday in order to keep from shutting the government down again. By midnight Friday, Congress must fund the federal government, possibly address a looming debt default, which, again, what happens if we default on the debt?
I don't know.
I don't either.
We lose our AAA or
Right.
whatever.
Oh, that'd be a bummer, huh? Because next time the country goes to get a credit card, they'll be like,
Let me
"Oh,
borrow."
wait a second, you guys, you can't get the car with power windows. You're going to have to get the one with crank windows."
You know, you can always tell when listeners join the show because they haven't heard the first part of the show. Wisconsin Jackhole tweeted, "Omicron, Brad, not Omnicron."
Omnicron.
Yeah, he's
The president said it.
Listen to the first 15 minutes of the show, bud.
The
Thank you.
president said it. I believe it. That's that. It is now the Omnicron
Omicron.
variant. I mean, the president knows what it is, right? I'm going off his cue. So the Democrat leaders there they're trying to. They've got a few objectives. First, they have to pass that $1.75 trillion Build Back Better Act. They have to approve the National Defense Authorization Act, and they have to raise or suspend the debt ceiling. At this point, what the hell does it matter?
Yep.
Again, if we default on the debt, I mean, do the debt collectors come knocking at the door? What happens? If we are this, I mean, the old rule was, man, if the national debt ever gets to blah blah,
Is the national debt clock the biggest con job ever pulled on the American public?
certainly seems like it.
Because, quite honestly, do we not just print more money if we need it?
Right.
That really sucks.
It does. And you've been here, you've heard him if you've been paying attention. I mean, every person that we've talked to with any knowledge of finance and money and the government, people who've been in the government, and we've asked them, so what happens when we do? No one knows. Nobody knows. We've been told all this time that the land will spontaneously combust. Cats will be living with dogs. It'll be insanity in the streets. But we're the whatever act they just passed, the America is so effing great we can't stand it, that we just spent $2.3 trillion. That goes to the bottom line because the CBO has said, oh yeah, it's going to add like $2.3 trillion to the national debt. Okay, sounds great. It's for lunch. It's just insanity. The House, in theory, should be voting by tomorrow to avoid the shutdown. They'll send the stopgap measure to the Senate. Leaders have yet to settle on an end date. They are mulling mid to late January. That span would buy top lawmakers in the White House less than 2 months to hash out a bipartisan deal. I love those bipartisan deals. Aren't they great? They're great. I mean, I love them because they are bipartisan.
Special.
Yeah, they're very special because they've got Mr. Mittens in there, and they've got Liz Cheney, and they've got all those special people, and the Kinzingers, all those people, all those special people. Because it's bipartisan, you see. We all agreed. We're all kumbayaing now. It's bipartisan. It would include revamped spending totals for the military and all the other federal agencies that have been running on autopilot since the new fiscal year began on October 1st. Why did they do that? Why isn't the fiscal year just started the same damn day as the new year? You're a money guy, Ron. Why did you don't know either, do you? You have no idea.
Well, no. I mean, I think people do it a lot of times because of the tax cycle of when they want to do it. Because I think Misty's company stopped like on October 31st, and their new fiscal started on November 1st. But for whatever reason, I don't know why people do that.
You just said physical.
I did say physical, but I changed it to fiscal.
Say that other word I like.
Physical.
No, not that one.
Fiscal.
The trenchy one.
Oh, tranche.
Yes.
What the hell?
It's so hot. Between you and Keith's dripping spigots.
Dripping spigots.
I'm so hot right
I'm
now.
kind of I'm kind of
really
jealous
is.
he was sending you pics of his dripping spigot.
I'm telling you. I've got the touch.
If everybody could just see what I see when you and I first connect in the mornings.
Oh yeah. Wouldn't the world change? A lot.
Oh yeah, their world would
By
change.
a lot.
See, what you don't know is I might have pictures of that.
Do you think that bothers me? Are you kidding?
Damn it.
Be my guest. And now a brief interlude with Archie Bunker.
Women was created for two things, making meals and babies.
Oh, boy, there you go again with the 19th century thinking of yours.
Well, it's true. Look at your cave women. Why do you think your cave women was created with short legs and fat butts?
Right?
I don't know, Arch, but I'm sure you got a good answer.
So they couldn't run fast, so the men could catch them and force them to make the meals and the babies.
Well, weren't there any cave women with long legs and skinny butts that could run faster than the men?
Well, them, the men would have to bring down with a rock.
Now I'm starting to catch on. And what about the cavemen with short legs and fat butts that couldn't catch any women?
Well, they was probably your first fags.
God, that show was way before its time.
Robin sent that.
Well, they was probably. God.
Remember, you cannot say fag on terrestrial radio.
I wonder if Carol O'Connor was really like that. He probably was not.
No. But you didn't. In watching that back then, it was. I know it was a parody or a spoof or a roasting of the. I guess it would be the conservative side. I mean, was it?
I don't know if that's what it was or not, but I mean, dude, there were black actors that were clamoring to be on that show.
Yeah.
Because of the comedy aspect of what.
And Sherman Helmsley, who was
Mr.
Mr. Jefferson, was gay.
Was he really?
Yeah. Well, by all accounts, he when he died, he had the story was that he left behind his partner of X number of years, a guy. So.
No kidding.
So.
He was funny, dude.
It was back when we could laugh at each other. I mean, it was mostly me laughing at you, but that's what it really matters. It just, I miss the good old days. When you could make fun of everybody.
And it was just a laugh,
I
And
thought
look, you still had your dipshits. Don't get me wrong. You still had people who took all that shit seriously and
there will always be
KKK
dipshits.
idiots and all this other
Yes.
stuff. Those people need to be done away with. However, to be able to laugh at things that were funny, come on, man. That's the thing we've lost in this country.
Yeah,
right
we
now.
have. We have. If you would like to support platforms like ours who aren't afraid to offend anyone, because
Hey,
we'll take
man.
them all on.
It's not offensive if it's true.
That's right. That is so very
It's
true.
like number 3 or something.
I believe that is number 4. Number 3 is always come clean, which always feels like a bell. Go to mojo50.com, front page right there. You will see not only the Christmas ornament, that's what Joe Biden calls it, that you cannot buy, but you can receive as a gift if you give a donation of $25 or more to mojo50.com. The ornament is right here. My fingers still have grease on them. I'll give you an update on the truck in a box.
Is the truck in a box right now?
Well, you'll find out. So if you donate $25 or more at mojo50.com, you will get the free ornament as our gift. And also you will see the Doc Thompson cutting boards. And we're giving the big one away. We're giving the big wood away.
We're giving the big one away. We don't know how yet.
We don't. So we'll figure that out. Won't we?
Are we waiting for Beth to come up with that answer? I'm just asking.
By we, I mean, is somebody else going to figure it out? Because I got nothing.
Give us some ideas. Tweet us some ideas about what you think we should do. Maybe an essay writing contest. I don't know.
2,000 words. I came up with 5 or 6 great ideas yesterday. Why you want the wood? Send us a picture of your meat. I mean, I feel like I've done my bit for King and Country, so somebody else figure out how we're giving the damn thing away. But it's a good-looking piece of wood, I'll tell you that. And it could be yours once we
you and I have never been known for giving away wood.
Well, I have. Are you kidding?
It was back in the day.
Yeah, right. It's like...
It was back in the day when your wood was freely given and it was freely accepted.
Now it just sounds like a lot of work. I'd rather have a cookie and a nap. God, I'm pathetic. I'm just going to go crawl into a hole. I hate you.
I'm pathetic.
I really am. It's just... A woman has sued Kellogg's.
What for?
Lack of strawberries in strawberry Pop-Tarts.
What?
She has sued Kellogg's because to her, there are no strawberries in strawberry Pop-Tarts.
Do you know how bad Pop-Tarts are for you? Completely
You
just
were
out of the
eating
box.
them the other day.
I was eating them. I didn't say I wasn't going to eat them. I just said, do you know how bad they are for you?
But they're
I think
so
the first
good.
ingredient is high fructose corn syrup.
God, they're so good.
They
are
so
good. The cinnamon.
I've never thought in eating a strawberry Pop-Tart that there weren't any strawberries in it.
There
couldn't give a damn.
There has to be fruit in there somewhere. It's so good, and it's the cinnamon frosted ones that are so. But she's seeking $5 million from Kellogg, accusing them of misleading customers into thinking that its strawberry Pop-Tarts contain more strawberries than they actually do. There are apparently a number of these lawsuits headed toward big food. There was one the dude in India who sued KFC because the chicken sandwich didn't look like the chicken sandwich in their ads. And so he ordered the chicken sandwich. He gets it. It's like, we've all seen it. You open your thing and it's like, ugh, this doesn't look anything like the ad. He said there was no tomato, lettuce. We were out. We were out. If he had asked us, we would have told him we were out. We had no tomatoes. We had no lettuce. We were out. So apparently a lot of big food companies getting sued because
nobody has anything else to do during a COVID lockdown.
I know. Newsflash: we're not locked down anymore. I think people are just pissed off.
Maybe.
This is why people are attacking flight attendants.
It's like, do you have time to read the back of the box?
I do not. Not only that, but when I put something in the cabinet, do you put it with the nutritional facts facing out or facing in?
They got to be facing in.
Yes. Thank you. I thought I was the only one who did that.
You got to front face that stuff.
I do not want to know.
If you've ever worked in retail, you know what that is.
I don't want to know how many calories are in a Triscuit. I don't.
In a Triscuit?
Yeah. Well, in a serving of Triscuits.
Triscuits are good, dude. I like.
Yeah, but they've got all kinds of sodium in them. They're just horrible for you. I mean, all that shit's bad for you. So are Snap, those little good cracker chips that taste like cheese.
SNAP apostrophe D.
Yes. Oh, those are so good. And the Harvest.
I think my wife's stuck on Dots pretzels right now. I think it's
on what
they're
pretzels?
like Dots. I think is what they're called. But apparently they're crack. There's crack in them.
Oh, yeah.
I like crack. I mean,
Who doesn't like a little crack every now and then? I mean, I'm all for you want crack? Get you some crack.
Yeah, Dot's Pretzels. Is that what it is? Yep,
Might
Dot's.
be.
Dot's Homestyle Pretzels.
What are they? Let's see. Kellogg's said in a response that the company does not comment on pending litigation and that the ingredients in and labeling of all of our Pop-Tart products fully comply with all legal requirements. I'm sure they do. I'm sure it's not like these companies aren't in bed with the FDA. The plaintiff, Elizabeth Russett of Dutchess County in New York, demanded a jury trial and $5 million in compensation under the Class Action Fairness Act. She's represented by attorney Spencer Sheehan of Sheehan and Associates, the same firm that is representing another plaintiff in New York and one in Illinois who also accused Kellogg of misleading them into thinking strawberry Pop-Tarts contain more strawberries than they actually do. So here's hoping that, because if that is a precedent-setting case, and it will be, we all may be able to make a little cash from our Pop-Tarts. Am I right?
How much cash? How much cash?
$7.14.
Maybe.
Maybe, yes. Do you ever even respond to those when you get a notice in the mail?
I don't usually, but Misty did one time.
How much?
I think she got $60 worth of gift cards. I
Okay.
can't remember what it was.
That's not bad.
What was that? It was something that we bought like billions of years ago, and apparently we didn't even really have to prove that we bought it. But
Well, in most of these, you see how much the compensation's going to be. It's like 67 cents.
I think it was price gouging at the children's place or some shit like that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Sounds dangerous. Most of the time, it's just not. It's not worth your time of putting a stamp on a letter, or whatever the hell you have to do these days, doing that interweb thing. But if you're going to make for $60 in gift cards, I might do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why not? Gutter drunk. Brad trusts food scientists of the FDA and not Fauci. No, I don't. I don't trust anybody anymore. Oblivion flickering. Great impression of an Indian, Brad. Was that dot or feather? Or a German Indian? Nine! It was not a German Indian. You'd know if it was. Dots are the bomb, says Mojo Jedi. Dots Pretzels? Is that like a person's name, Dot? Dots Pretzels? Or are they
D-O-T. Yeah, Dots Pretzels. Person's name.
Okay. Pretzels are a delivery system for chocolate or cheese.
Or peanut butter.
Or peanut butter.
Yeah.
Or ranch dressing. Or cinnamon sugar.
Oh,
Or-
I had some cinnamon sugar ones.
Have you been to QT? Have you gotten the apple pretzels? They're stuffed with apple stuff. Oh,
No.
Oh, they'll make you
At QT?
Uh-huh. They will
Were they
make,
in a package?
No, you have to buy them over the counter at their little restaurant thingy.
What the hell?
You think sex is good? Apple stuffed pretzels.
Apple stuffed pretzels,
Oh,
man.
yeah. That's the oral you want right there. Right there in
Alrighty.
your mouth, and it's good. All right, kids, your daddy's leaving you.
I am.
We're sticking around for more next.
I got to go turn my head and cough.
Whatever.
See ya.
What did I say, queer?
Yeah.
Clear.
All right. Love you. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Dad. Look at that. Hey, look, now it's 2 pictures of me. Yay. I just have to remember what the hell we're doing next.
If
That's still working. That's still working. All right. All right, people. Probably a good time to tell you we're going to be playing the interview with Nick Searcy. It is 2:36, and I was just introducing Nick Searcy on the telephone. He is with us all the way from beautiful downtown Hollywood, the insurrectional film and television star. Can you hear me now, Nick?
I can. I thought for a minute there the FBI was just knocking me off
Sure.
the air. So
For a second, I thought the same thing. So we were in the same boat. First of all, you remain despite being I'm not going to say blacklisted by Hollywood, but they don't like you out there in Hollywood, do they?
well, some people do, some people.
First of all, you.
I thought for a minute there the FBI was just knocking me off the air.
He said he's got to go cough, so not sure about that, Jason. Great, now the cat's away. The mice can now put right. St. Bernard loves his cold weather. So does the cat. The cat has now discovered how to pull a curtain, or actually a piece of cloth, down off of a bookcase and lay on it. Things that sound stranger than they are. All right. Boop. All right. Can't see with him, can't see without him.
If we weren't so bad,
To puppy rape.
I like to cuss. Do I want to keep my penis? Cat wants some black titty.
we wouldn't be so good. Mojo 50.
The mothership has landed.
Oh, Mojo Jedi got a $92 settlement yesterday from Ford for a door latch recall. Merry Christmas to me. Indeed. Yeah, most of these recalls and these class action suits just aren't worth your time or effort. Oblivion Flickering at 99. Norman Lear has 13 upcoming projects. He is an optimist. There's no doubt about that. 99. Wow. All right. The White House has quietly delayed the mandate. They're not talking about it much. But since another federal court has blocked the COVID mandate, this time the judge focused on a requirement for healthcare workers to either get the jab or say goodbye to their jobs. Earlier this month, a judge in Texas blocked the White House from enforcing some of its mandate by way of large corporations. Now a different federal judge, this time in Missouri, blocking the Biden administration from enforcing the vaccine mandate for healthcare workers in 10 different states. Meanwhile, and this is according to Zero Hedge, meanwhile, as more courts object to the mandate, the White House quietly telling federal agencies they can hold off on firing federal workers for not complying with the vaccine mandate until after the holidays. Interesting. It was ABC News yesterday that tweeted out the following tweet and said, just in, White House telling federal agencies they can hold off suspending or firing federal workers for not complying with the vaccine mandate until after the holidays, according to a memo obtained by ABC News. The change, which has not been publicly announced, comes as Joe Biden is putting pressure on private employers to embrace their own vaccine mandates. 92% of federal workers have already had at least one vaccine dose, according to the Office of Management and Budget. 92%? Why don't I believe them? Federal workforce's compliance rate stands at 96.5%, meaning employees have had at least one vaccine dose or have a pending or approved exception or extension request. I would like to know the breakdown of those numbers. I would like to know how many have a pending or approved exception or extension request. Because I'm guessing there's a lot of those. A great number of those. If you missed the wonderful kid who was attending Jill Biden's reading of Christmas stories while wearing while wearing a lovely tablecloth. Seriously, she has to have somebody pick her the worst possible dresses. She's wearing a tablecloth. There's just no two ways about it. And language warning, just so you know, but you will love this kid once you hear, said, if this is real, it is fabulous. Jill Biden and the children, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, when my son was away, my granddaughter, just like you kids, really, really missed her daddy.
Mm-hmm.
So I wrote this book to tell other kids, because there's lots of kids who don't know what it's like.
Please let that be real. Just one more time for kicks.
Oh, when my son was away, my granddaughter, just like you kids, really, really missed her daddy. So I wrote this book to tell other kids, because there's lots of kids who don't know what it's like.
Okay, it may be fake. DM believes it's fake. And it's possibly fake, but, and so is Wisconsin Jackhole, but wouldn't it be so wonderful if it wasn't? I mean, on one hand, you have to question the parents. On the other hand, you have to hug the kid. Meanwhile, the little covered trial of Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein, it's underway in New York, but there's been very little coverage of it. Gee, I wonder why. Probably a bigger story than Omicron. Excuse me.
Omicron.
Should be the biggest story, but it's no one's covering it. That's likely because there are names in there that don't want to be unearthed. There will be no coverage of the trial as it unfolds. This is predicted by the folks over at News Punch, actually Liberty Daily, excuse me. We saw corporate media cover up for Jeffrey Epstein for over a decade. Why wouldn't we expect them to do the same for his main madam's trial? Much of what is revealed in court will be deemed too sensitive for the public and therefore the press. It's going to be a media ghost town, but hey, our media will certainly be covering everything about
Omicron.
Todd Starnes tweeted, what a coincidence, he retweeted J.D. Rucker. There has yet to be an Omicron hospitalization or death anywhere in the world, yet our leaders and corporate media are panicking. Convenient that it popped up to suck the air out of the newsroom just as the Maxwell trial is starting. No doubt that's true. Over at The Insider, the FAA has accidentally disclosed more than 2,000 flight records associated with Epstein's private jets. Apparently, The Insider did a FOIA request from the FAA back in January of 2020, but the request was deemed what was it? Section 7? Oh, exemption. The agency cited exemption 7A in not releasing the information. What is exemption 7A? Congress designed section 7A to shield records that were compiled for law enforcement and could, quote, could reasonably be expected to interfere with enforcement proceeding, end quote. How convenient. The FAA did not specify which enforcement proceedings the records might interfere with. Maxwell, his ex-girlfriend and confidant, Epstein's, that is, faces a trial over the sex trafficking charges this month. But despite the original denial, the FAA inadvertently mailed the insider a portion of the flight records, along with correspondence for an unrelated FOIA request earlier this year. Records contain data on 2,300 flights among 4 private jets registered to Epstein between 1998 and 2020. Most of them had appeared in Insider's searchable database. The FAA records, the new ones, also reveal 704 previously unknown flights taken by Epstein's planes. They don't have the names of the passengers, but they might offer clues, they say, about the whereabouts of Epstein's close associates. I think we all know where they were. Apparently the close associates of Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein are panicking about this. The flight records, again, 2,300 flights taken on 4 of his jets. And another piece of conspiracy theory. This has been debunked, so if you are out there spreading it, shame on you. Did the CEOs of Twitter, Walmart, and CNBC resign on the first day of the Maxwell trial? They did not. Dorsey did, but with regard to Walmart, it was the CFO, and he says he'll be leaving the company in 2023. And the CNBC chairman, Mark Huffman, did not resign. So when you see that one, it is bogus. Much like the Jill Biden video. No surprise, Hillary Clinton thinks you're an idiot when we all know the truth. But first, if you think things are bad now, wait until you see how bad things can get in the next couple of months or the next year or so. Doesn't it just make sense to be prepared for whatever the craziness out there has to offer? That is why preparewithmojo50.com exists. That's why we partnered with the fine people over at My Patriot Supply to put together deals for you so that you can be ready for whatever happens. There's a limited time special pricing. If you look on the website, you'll see the countdown timer. 11 hours, 59 minutes, and 47 seconds. This may or may not repeat once it counts down to 0. But right now you can save $100 on the 3-month emergency food supply. That is a mere $797 at the moment. Sounds like a lot. You mention hundreds of dollars. To me, it always sounds like a lot. You mention $100. To me, it sounds like a lot. Funny how it sounds like a lot when you don't have any money. And when you do have money. But if you go to preparewithmojo50.com, now you will get the 3-month food supply, 21 varieties. It'll sit on a shelf for 25 years. I have a sneaking feeling you will likely have to dive into it much sooner than that. But you're going to save $100 on it right now. And who was it that alerted me to the fact that the banana chips are on special today? And if they are, I would recommend getting these simply as a snack. Is that today? It may have been yesterday. In any event, I would take a look. Go to preparewithmojo50.com. Find out if in fact the banana chips are on special, but definitely get the 3-month or you can get the 1-month supply. Depending upon your needs, it is all at preparewithmojo50.com.
Mojo.
All right, let's see. Jamie says the people handling the trial are the ones that could be exposed down the road. They will make sure she gets off and it ends quietly and quickly. There's a bell in there as well. Most likely. Jason Goki, if they can hide Hunter Biden's laptop, they will hide Epstein stuff in the Maxwell trial. I know. All of these things, they're such a farce. Such a farce. It was Hillary Clinton over on the Rachel Maddow program. And she says, you are just not smart enough to realize what a fabulous, fabulous president Joe Biden has been so far.
Everywhere. You know, democracy is messy. You know, a lot of people got, I think, kind of frustrated looking at the messy process of legislation. And they didn't really appreciate that within a year, the Biden administration has passed two major pieces of legislation through both the House and the Senate. They've passed another major piece through the House that will soon be in the Senate. By any measure, those are extraordinary accomplishments, and they really will help many millions of Americans with health care and prescription drug prices, as well as climate change and so much else.
Yes. And if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. I don't know why that's such a hard concept to get. I mean, if Hillary, no, I think now her name is Hillary. If Hillary Clinton, in fact, did say it, I believe it. That's that. And remember, this is the same government who ascribes to the World Health Organization, who in fact has come out and admitted, I think Ron mentioned this yesterday, but didn't go in depth. They have admitted they skipped two letters of the Greek alphabet. The first one on the list was new, N-U. They skipped that because it sounded too much like the word new, and you're too stupid to know the difference between new and new. They did, in fact, also skip the Greek letter G, XI, because they didn't want to offend the common surname of the Chinese. WHO best practices for naming new diseases suggest avoiding causing offense to any cultural, social, national, regional, professional, or ethnic groups. Doesn't that pretty much cover everybody? We wouldn't want to offend anybody with these names. Even though it's pronounced differently, the Greek letter XI bears a similarity to the Chinese surname XI, as in Chinese leader Xi Jinping, fueling speculation that may have played a role in the Hughes skipping the name. Meanwhile, in jolly old England, the headline over at Summit News, UK bureaucrats are abandoning the term Christmas over fears it may offend minorities. We may or may not be doomed. Civil servants wanted to use the word as part of a COVID-19 test drive aimed at students that was originally called Don't Take COVID Home for Christmas. Well, see, that's nice. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Don't take COVID home for Christmas. The phrasing, though, was vetoed after bosses worried it would upset non-Christians. You know, those pesky Christians, they're always getting in the way. They're always such a problem. We don't care about offending them, but we don't want to offend the others. You know, everybody else. The other option was festive season, which keeps the emotional motivation. So it's now don't take COVID home for the festive season. We've gone with don't take COVID home for the holidays. Wait a minute. Isn't that a song? Isn't that a movie? Home for the holidays? It's Kenny Loggins, right? Don't take COVID-19 home for the holidays. Despite another official pointing out that calling Christmas holidays isn't... Somebody else is offended because in America, we call Christmas the holidays. You cannot make this up. Saqib Bhatti, who is a conservative in the British Parliament there, rubbished the idea that the government should be offended. And I would agree with Saqib. As a Muslim, I find it ridiculous we can't enjoy this special time of year. It's a reasonable Muslim. I wonder if they're related to Cal. I look forward to showing my new son his first Christmas tree. The idea you can't mention Christmas is completely ridiculous, according to Bhatti. I'm proud of that and proud to celebrate Christmas. The Blob needs to stop waging war on Christmas and get on with delivering for the British people. Is the Blob the name for their government? Because if it is, I think we should borrow it. Leftists have long declared claims about a politically correct war on Christmas to be a right-wing myth, although innumerable examples crop up every single year. And by the way, I had an epiphany as I was working on the Truck in a Box, which is not yet Truck in a Box. I should put the picture out there just as proof, not that I would ever lie to you, but just as proof that it is in fact not a truck in a box, but is in fact cleaner than it has been. So as I was working on said vehicle, underneath the hood, I was looking at the timing marks inscribed on the crankshaft and the counterbalance. Technical terms I don't expect you to understand it. And I was reminiscing about the days gone by when we would be underneath the hood of the car and we would be adjusting the timing. We would either advance or retard the timing. And essentially, all that means is whether the spark plug is going to fire when the piston's at top dead center or going away or approaching top dead center. Again, technical, don't expect you to understand. Me and Hillary, we got it. But then I realized that it was the word retard, and retarded meant backwards far, far, far longer ago than it did when people decided to use that term for people with developmental disabilities. And when they decided it was just another step. Remember that? When you couldn't say retarded. That is so retarded. That is so stupid. That is so backward. Just because they hijacked the word, much like the word gay. We were happy and gay. It was the roaring 20s. That's so retarded. It was the slow encroachment upon our language, and they did it piece by piece by piece and made a steady march toward the politically correct. And you see where politically correct has gotten. But I never really made I did make the connection between retard as being backwards and them absconding with the word, hijacking the word, if you will, to describe people who were slow. You can't even say slow anymore. Hell, I'm slow. So technically now I can say slow. But if we don't continue to put these, to take back the language, and I know a lot of you have been around for a long time, you already know what I'm saying. But for those new to the program, when you hear us use terms like, oh, that is so gay, that is retarded, understand why we're doing it. Because we're taking back the language, damn it. They don't get to tell us what we can and can't say. Doesn't mean we're homophobic. Doesn't mean we don't like people with developmental disabilities. It means that words, you can use the word crockpot in a mean, offensive manner. And what are they going to do? Can't say crockpot. Take back the language. Take it back. Go out there in your vehicle and retard the timing right now. Just start fiddling with stuff underneath the hood and retard the hell out of that timing. Or advance it. If we can't say retard, why can we say advance? I mean, wouldn't that be technically offensive to people who are advanced? See what a messy situation it gets us in? It's the stupidity coming out of the out of the colleges. I mean, remember the kids that wanted to, I say kids, hey, wanted to rename Black Friday because, Black Friday, bad. Oh, wait, it doesn't have anything to do with black people? Weird. Okay, we don't have to. Arizona State University, we told you yesterday, it started a petition to try to get ASU to kick out Kyle Rittenhouse and all of their wisdom. Well, guess what? Campus reform confirmed that as of yesterday, Rittenhouse is no longer enrolled in the ASU online program, with the university stating that, quote, he is not currently enrolled in any classes at ASU and still has not gone through the ASU admissions process. Don't know what that means. Don't know if he was ever enrolled online at ASU, but he ain't no longer. So either they caved at ASU. They do sound like a bunch of wussies down there at ASU. But he is no longer and may never have been enrolled at ASU. Meanwhile, in Sacramento State University, they have protested a professor there, a chancellor. They have protested him, I guess his actual being over his purported inaction on anti-racism practices, according to a report in the State Hornet, that is the student newspaper at Sacramento State University. California State University Chancellor Joseph Castro and Sac State President Robert Nelson were confronted by members of the California Faculty Association this month during his first visit to the university. The CFA, that would be the California Faculty Association, is anti-racist social justice union. Right? How many times have I said that just this morning? Professors and students pushed for higher pay and follow through on diversity goals during an open forum and protests. President Nelson has said he wants to be an anti-racist campus, and we're still obviously waiting for more progress on that. We want to be more anti-racist. How do you do that exactly? We've explicitly had several anti-racist and social justice proposals, all of which have been rejected by your team. We demand an alternative to policing on campus. We want disorder, chaos, tumult. We won't be happy until people are being pummeled. I may have added that last part. Funny how these people think they know what they want until they get it. And suddenly, not so much. Am I right?
A free exchange of ideas. Mojo 50.
Wow. This will be interesting to see if this works. I have no idea if this is going to work. This will either work or it won't. This is so douchey. Is that the word? We'll either have Dan or we won't. I can tell you that. Hey, can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, good. Well, stand by. I wasn't expecting it to work.
There's a bit of a hum, but hopefully.
Well, you know what they say. I don't know what they say. So, all right, hang on.
The Daily Mojo.
You know, I'm always pleasantly surprised when the technical stuff works. Let's see, over on the Twitters, what are they mentioning? Anything else? If you're offended when that wasn't my intent, that's on you, and I refuse to be responsible for your inability to cope with life. Thank you, Peekapool, the snarky jackhole. Exactly. You never know what's going to be offensive to someone. The only way to not be offended is don't be offended. USC has, though, issued an apology. And I want to bring in Dan Andros from Faithwire and the 4+3 podcast. And Dan, I'm always pleasantly surprised, like I said, when the technical aspects of this program work, especially when Ron is not here. So it's a pleasure to be able to talk to you, and more importantly, it's a pleasure for you to be able to hear me.
Well, I mean,
that's
debatable there, but
that could be offensive. I know. See, the University of Southern California has issued a public apology after an offensive chant was made from the USC student section during Saturday night's football game against Brigham Young University. What do you think the chant was?
Wait a minute. So this was I don't know. I've not heard this story. So let's see. So this is a USC crowd.
Yes.
Okay, and so I'm assuming they're chanting something derogatory at the religious school. Something about Jesus? I don't know.
You're close. It was strangely enough, in the CNN story, they say USC was not able to provide any details on why the apology was issued or what the chant was. So the whole story on the CNN website is there was an apology issued, but nobody knows exactly why. However, you do a little more digging. The tweet was, and I figured it would be, let's go Brandon. But the chant, according to the Salt Lake Tribune, appeared to be F the Mormons. So apparently the
very creative, very creative chant.
Yeah,
very money well spent there for the kids being sent to that college there.
At USC.
Wow,
they keep impressing more and more each day.
Yeah,
it's truly amazing. I just don't. This world, is it time to get off the planet yet?
Yeah. Have we talked, guys? Since the media has gone full ham on the SUV that caused all kinds of havoc?
No.
On a parade. You guys haven't seen that?
Oh yeah,
the parade, the reporting, the Washington Post.
Yes.
And they write the tweet that
an SUV drove itself.
An SUV drove itself through there. So that kind of, the CNN article there sort of reminded me of that, where they can't find They can't find the the derogatory word.
That harkens back to the day when it was all about when they would, and Limbaugh used to talk about this a lot, that they would simply speak of the SUV in its own tense as being the center of societal evils, that it would somehow drive itself and be the cause of all these societal woes, and they've simply returned to their old methods. But have you noticed the reporting on that has all but disappeared? I mean, if you look on the front page of CNN, let's just see if there's anything about
always entertaining to go to the front page of CNN.com.
Let's see here. Let's see. There's
no, Omicron is the lead story over there. Omicron.
No, you haven't. You didn't say it correctly. It's Omicron. That is Joe Biden has called it Omicron, so we're sticking with Omicron through here.
In fairness to Biden, Omicron is better. Like with the N, it's a better. I mean, I know he should know what it actually is, but I said Omicron at first just because it sounded better, but it's actually Omicron. But I like the giant echo there. That is how the media is portraying it.
Omicron. It is now a transformer. By the way, after doing an extensive search of the front page of CNN, We have Elliot Page showing off their abs in a shirtless selfie. We have, let's see, Elizabeth Holmes testifies she was abused by former Theranos CEO. She's the one who was, bilking all the investors. So we have the stocks falling as Moderna CEO says vaccines will struggle, but doesn't look like there's one single story on the dude who drove a vehicle through a crowd in Waukesha. Weird.
No, and especially after, because as far as I know, as far as I've learned from the Washington Post and CNN, the SUV is still on the loose. I mean, that SUV is out there. For all we know, it could be running over more people.
That's a good point.
I mean, this is what they're telling me, that this SUV is running through crowds just on its own.
Yeah, it is a.
So,
oh wait, hold on a second. Hang on. I see. This was a story on Sunday, the 28th of November. Headline on CNN: Waukesha held a moment of silence Sunday, 1 week after a man plowed a vehicle through a Christmas parade.
All right.
So
well done, CNN. They did it.
It is a man. Let's see here. Do they mention? In the last paragraph, authorities identified the suspected driver as Daryl E. Brooks.
Yeah.
But
of course, you don't know when the narrative is when it's not helpful for the narrative. We don't know the race of the person in the article.
No.
Just observations on the media. I mean, we all know. I mean, if you go back, I haven't, but if you go back and look at the reporting on Charlottesville.
Oh. You mean those white supremacists?
I guarantee you they reported that a white guy drove a car through the crowd, and he was a right winger, and you knew everything about him. But in this particular instance, when it's probably harmful to their narrative, they kind of just genericize it.
Oh, yes. Yeah, because again, it is the narrative that must be continued at all costs. Otherwise, they will have failed at their assigned duties. Speaking of failing, the professor who said that sexual attractions to minors isn't immoral has resigned. I see that on the front page over at FaithWire.
Yes, that's a good update. It's always a positive when the pedophiles are resigning from their roles over underage.
So judgmental.
I know. I'm sorry. Map. I'm
Maps.
sorry. Should we call him Map?
Thank you. That's because otherwise it's retarded if you do that. So the sociology and criminal justice professor, which is strange, has identifies non-binary trans, placed on administrative leave in mid-November, and then has been let's see.
I got to talk to Trey, by the way, because this thumbnail, it's disturbing. I got to say, I'm just not the feature image on the article.
The face. Is it the face?
Yeah,
yes.
it's just one of the. I'm uncomfortable with close FaceTimers, right? Like, I don't know, FaceTime. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but when someone's got the phone all jammed up into their face, it makes me feel like I'm intruding on their space or something. And then this guy is,
if you can count their nose hairs.
Yeah, like what? Trey, I don't know. We're gonna have to have a conversation. We'll have to see what we can do about this. I don't know if there's a way we can go ahead and fix that.
Can we find a way to not be staring up the nose of a pedophile?
Right?
An admitted pedophile.
An admitted pedophile who's trying to make it,
okie dokie.
Remove all the stigmas of maps. We got to.
Right.
We talked about that last time about why that's all.
Well, and they've also moved to change the word murderer to life-taking person. So, it's all in a day's work. But there's actually some good news out there for a change, and I think it's great. The story by Billy Hallowell there on the front page The man who spent his Thanksgiving doling out gratitude in a unique way.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's good to see. This time of year, that sort of comes out. I mean, it'd be nice if people did it all year long. But this guy in Utah decided to spend his Thanksgiving. He offered gift cards, pies, and gratitude to gas station attendants. Just kind of a probably a group of workers who don't get a lot of attention.
Why didn't he go? Hold on a second. Why didn't he go to oil change places? What's so special about gas station attendants? I mean, why is he showing this obvious bias toward gas station attendants?
And why didn't he go to the Tesla charging station attendants?
Wow, this guy really hates the planet.
He hates the planet. That's it. That we figured it out. We got to the bottom of it.
This is actually very nice that this guy goes out and gives away. It was just gift cards that he stopped and did various gas stations, and handed them a gift card.
Yeah, he got the idea last year when he met a gas station staffer who kind of decided to spend Thanksgiving working, and then he found out that she did it so that others could be with their families. You know, other people that were there. She kind of took one for the team and went there. So he went back and brought her some food, and then that kind of sparked a bigger effort. So this year,
he fundraised $3,200.
Here's the hashtag. Okay, I think we could probably work on this hashtag. Look, we're changing the thumbnails over at FaithWire. The hashtag here: give thanks for gas. Now, I have a household of 3 young boys, and that hashtag would have a different meaning.
Yes,
in our house.
Exactly. I think that
I don't know.
Maybe you should go with a different PR firm. Maybe the PR firm that the White House used to discuss what they're going to fight the Omicron variant with, science and speed as opposed to panic and chaos or whatever it was. So if you just go with them, because they do, you have to give them credit where credit is due. They do have a way of coming up with snappy little one-liners and slogans. That's what it's all about.
It helps when you have the entire media get behind it like it's virtuous, right? Anything the right does, they just immediately mock it, and it gets a negative spin on it. So it's controversial or done by right wing so and so. So they always put a negative connotation on anything conservatives. So it's nice to have the machine behind you, is what I'm saying.
Yes, it is. And I don't know if you saw this or not, but this is over in England. They wanted to do they wanted to call it Christmas. Don't bring COVID home don't bring COVID home for Christmas this year. And they have decided to instead say, don't bring COVID-19 home for the holidays, because they were afraid of offending anybody who wasn't a Christian by calling it don't bring COVID-19 home for Christmas. So you're welcome. I'm sure that we'll see that on the front page of FaithWire. To be fair, I think that story only broke this morning, but I am always on the lookout for you. That's just so you know, I'm always out there rattling the bushes, shaking the trees, making sure that everything is covered.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Can I throw one out here while we're talking about PR?
Please do.
I had a thought. I was driving around my car the other day, and I heard an ad for the vaccine. And it was the song "It Takes Two to Make a Thing Go Right."
Right.
By the amazing rapper.
Is that Salt and Pepper?
No, Rob Bass.
Oh, I was close.
It's Rob Bass. I'm Rob Bass, and I came to get to. I can't sing. So anyway, so it's set to this song. It's a vaccine ad, and it's set to "It Takes Two" because they're trying to tell you, hey, you need 2 vaccines. You need to get 2. You got to get 2 of them to make all this right. And there we go. Yeah, they were playing this song. And I just thought, here's a national ad. They obviously are spending lots of government money. Someone had to sit in a room somewhere that was getting paid by taxpayer dollars to come up with how can we get people to get the vaccine? What can we do, guys? Well, I don't know. Like, maybe we could just post stuff on our websites, for free since we already have that.
No,
I got a better idea. How about we get the rights to It Takes Two for Rob Bass? We'll give Rob Bass some money here. And we'll get the rights to that song. And we'll go ahead and we'll just create a whole ad campaign that will go around. And everyone will just start getting the vaccine because they heard Rob Bass. I mean, honestly,
these are our fearless leaders.
I'm picturing my taxpayer dollars, the money that I worked hard that they took before I even got to see it. I'm just picturing it getting shoveled into a fireplace and set on fire.
Now you've got the right idea.
And, yeah. So I just don't understand, like, how does that get through the chain? And someone says, you know what, this is great. Let's do it. No one in there said, hey, that's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. Don't ever come into this meeting again. No one said that?
Nobody.
No one said that.
Nobody said it. Here's the beauty of it. It is because I went to a similar feeling this morning when I discovered the Congressional Budget Office put out a study this month. It is the economic effects of offering a federal paid family and medical leave program. And I cannot find anywhere how much this particular study costs. Because the Congressional Budget Office, they analyze whatever the government is going to do and decide if it's going to cost anything or not. And supposedly they're by nonpartisan. And so they went through this entire Paid Family Leave Act and broke down what it's going to do to workers and employers and how the workers and employers are going to respond to it. And what they discovered, or what they presented in this report, which is, 7, 8, 10, it's a bunch of slides. It's, 11 slides. And they basically came to the conclusion that some people would take advantage of the program. Other people would not take advantage of the program, and that it would also depend on if the federal benefits were higher than the state benefits for family leave. That would have an influence on their decision as to whether or not they would take said paid days off. And I thought,
I never would have known that.
Brilliant. These people are brilliant. In other words, they've spent a ton of money telling us what any fifth grader could probably tell us if you gave them a regular sized candy bar and a larger candy bar. Which one would you choose if you had the choice? And but these are the same people that are finding the songs like "It Takes Two," which is a great song, but they choose to use that particular song because it's going to make people want to get the vaccine, which I mean, sure, it makes perfect sense.
What person? I just want to drill in here to what person is driving around in their car and they were just hell bent on not getting the vaccine for whatever reason.
Yep.
And they're just sitting there and they hear the Rob Bass song and they go, I was wrong about that, but I think I'm going to do it now. What planet do they think anyone is shifting their mind? Like, I'm just trying to imagine the target audience here. Who were they thinking is going to guys, these people, we're struggling with vaccine hesitancy, guys. How do we get them to get over the finish line? The Rob Bass song. Brilliant. Get it going. Everyone, stat. Get into the edit room. Get the Rob Bass thing. And they just imagined, guys, it's going to be beautiful. They're going to be in their cars. They're going to be at their work desk. They're going to hear it, and they're going to flock to CVS like the salmon of Capistrano.
It's gonna it's gonna make history. It's gonna make history. It's gonna be. It's the power of music and vaccine.
Yeah,
that's
and
it. It's just.
Yeah.
I mean,
somebody get Rob Bass on the phone. We need to start planning now for our victory party where we have Rob Bass and Joe Biden together. We'll have beautiful pictures, and we'll sing the song at a grand ball and say, "This, where everyone will know, where were you the day you heard the Rob Bass vaccination song?" And everyone got vaccinated. It changed the world, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we do here with taxpayer dollars.
Who knew? Who knew it would be Rob Bass that made the world get vaccinated? I mean, see, that is the genius. That's why that Hillary Clinton is a smart woman, and she would probably have known this before we did, because she's known how great that President Biden is, and we're all too stupid to realize that he's just a great president. We just don't appreciate it. It's those people running this country and running these offices where they choose songs like Rob Bass to get everybody to get vaccinated. They're geniuses before their time, and we don't appreciate them.
You and me couldn't have come up with that.
No.
I mean, any one of you guys listening, no way you could have come up with that.
They're all too stupid.
I mean, you're just not that talented.
No.
I mean, that's why we're not there in the government making the decisions. Because, and thank goodness, guys, because, could you imagine the country if regular schmoes like us were out there not paying Rob Bass money to make vaccination songs?
No.
What would we do?
I know.
What would we do, guys?
It would be
the
horrible.
country would crumble.
We would be a third-rate asshole. That's what we'd be. We would be nothing more than a mere shadow of the former United States under these people. I mean, seriously, we need to find some higher power to thank for the people that are running this country. I don't want to thank God because he'll laugh at us. So we have to find somebody else, like Obama. We can thank him for everything, and that would be far more appropriate. This has been fun. This has been eye-opening. This has been really exciting. This has been. That's right.
Not just one vaccination.
No,
Brad, it takes
two.
Take two. Actually, that's not true either. It takes like 8.
Yeah. Now we're up to 4 because
Yeah.
it's the first. Then you get the 2 boosters, and then they're going to have to reformulate for Omicron. It's the new and improved formula, so that's going to be 4 plus those 2 boosters. So we're already looking at 6. I wonder if we get Rob Bass to actually recut the song. It takes 6 to make a thing go right. I mean, it might. That has legs. It could work.
Yeah. The polygamists would love it,
Yes.
and all of the government vaccination.
Yes. See,
would love it.
It would. Right there. Well, I think our work here is done, Dan. I think we have pretty much.
We did it. We did it.
We've done it all, and we did it in the space of 20 minutes. I think we should make a government salary at this point, and we'll just go to lunch.
I agree. I mean, should they pay us? I mean, we just basically did the Rob Bass vaccination song. Ad. We basically did it. So.
We're responsible for saving humanity at this point. I'm fairly certain. All right, there he is.
Send that check to and Brad there, Joe. Be waiting.
At Dan Andros on the Twitters and the other socials. The 4+3 podcast, which again will drop this afternoon. And today they'll be talking about these fascinating topics. Go.
All of them. All the news.
Exactly. And over at faithwire.com. All right, Dan, be well out there. Get them before they get you.
Indeed.
Talk next time.
The Daily Mojo.
Genius. It does take 2 or 3 or 4 to make any of this crap work. Dollar Tree. Because what day is complete without a story about Dollar Tree, which is no longer Dollar Tree. That only sounds like parody. It's really not. They're throwing away the everything is a dollar signs at Dollar Tree because it's not a dollar anymore. They've been around 35 years. Everything is going to be at least 25% more. For those of you math majors, that would be $1.25. Dollar Tree will be raising the prices on everything. They already made the change. Some stores are going to roll out the new prices to all of their nearly 8,000 stores by the first quarter of next year. In addition to new signs at stores alerting customers of the change, because you see, people are going to go in and they are going to freak and panic and everything else because they're going to say, wait, I thought it's $1 and what's $1? Hang on. They're also going to run advertising and train store staff how to handle customers confused about why prices aren't $1 anymore. They will actually have a training session where they tell staff how to explain that things aren't $1. They're going to have an actual session where they sit people down and say, you're going to get this question. Here's how you answer. We're doomed.
That is a wrap.
Is it really? Is
20
it really?
minutes, let's go.
That was close. That is the end of 2 hours, known as solving all the world's problems, or the Daily Mojo, depending upon how you look at it. If you stand back 40 yards and squint, it's actually solving the world's problems. It is, of course, for this, the 30th day of November, the year of our Lord, 2021. Did the lessons stick? Well, let's find out. We head to the Twitters. Florida Man in Exile, you and Smod. Right? Toby McAvoy, Dan agrees. It takes 6. It takes 2 to make. Sorry, it's an earworm. It's going to happen. Scotchy Deck, saving humanity is my job, Brad. I'm just very lazy. Exactly. Well, somebody has to pick up the slack. Because otherwise, nothing's going to get saved, right? Dr. Free Range Prisoner, Real Brad Staggs sings, it takes 2 within the first fortnight. It takes 2 more to make it work just right. Jack Hole Lazarus, nice. Over in the Facebook chat room, what say ye? Dana say, have a great day and love to all. Dana said 2-2. And Debbie, great show. Hope everyone has a lovely Taco Tuesday. Who else misses Audrey, huh? Every time I hear Taco Tuesday, I think of Audrey. And Alan says, oh, goody, Dollar Tree employees are now economic experts. I would pay good money to be in the Dollar Tree training session. So let's say someone comes up to you and says, wait a minute, you're Dollar Tree. How come this is $1.25? Now, a lot of people would be stumped. I don't know. That's why we're here, to train you to say, Joe Biden. That's why this is now $1.25. It's simple, really, when you think about it. It's not all that complicated. And by Joe Biden, I mean the government in general. They're all responsible. Coming up next over most of these Mojo 50 radio station, it is in fact an encore presentation of a show you likely have heard before, which makes it an encore presentation. Your Daily Mojo has been brought to you in part by moi, and in by the other part, the nimble fingers of Real Ron Phillips spinning the dials radio style. Remember, the smallest minority on earth is in fact the individual. Those who deny individual rights cannot claim to be defenders of minorities. Or Defenders Live, for that matter. 6 Semper Tyrannis, resist stupid, and good night, Doc Thompson. Coming out next. I think we are clear. I am the Senate. That's right, me. All right, that goes there, that goes there, this goes here. And this little man says,
Good morning, Mojo 50. I'm Leprechaun, and here with the bell count for the Daily Mojo, Tuesday, November 30th, 2021. Today there were 9 missed innuendo bells, so 7 of them were for wood references and in your mouth. 5 actual bells, and a couple of rim shots. Peace out. Stay healthy. We'll talk to y'all mañana.
The mighty leprechaun in the bell count each and every day that we have a bell count here on Mojo 50.
Epilogue.
Ironic, isn't it?
Epilogue.
You see the
Epilogue.
irony in that is that it is in fact a noun, and it is
Epilogue.
a concluding part added to a literary work. I would argue that we, in fact, are a novel. We are a novel and unique literary work each and every day here on this program. We are
Epilogue.
Which, of course, the root word is epic, which, that's us. Now it's time for you.
That is a wrap.
Or is it? Me and my Dingley Balls are leaving.